YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So nice to see you guys again. I know it's been a little while. We had Zay's 21st birthday to get through. That shit was a little wild, so a little hungover. Couldn't really get this video out the way when I wanted to. I always want to drop videos on Sundays, kind of like my thing. But you guys are looking very beautiful as always on the other side of that screen. Yes, I see you've been exfoliating your skin, haven't you? In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to perform a low taper, different from a mid or high taper, a little bit more difficult, and how you want to approach this and attack it. We're not going to be really cutting anything off the top of his head. He likes the length of his hair. He likes that slick back look. And also, of course, got to be doing a beard. I'm going to start off by just combing his hair back, kind of getting an idea of how he wants his taper. He's just going to let me know. He doesn't really want anything cut off too much on the sides of the hair. He doesn't like that hair sticking out too much. It's always good to go through your client before a haircut. Make sure he knows what he likes. Sometimes when a client shows you a picture of a haircut, you know, a client and a barber see two different things. When a client shows me a picture of a haircut, I see the style, I see how high the fade is, and also what length the top is at. When a client shows me a haircut picture, he might just like the way the model looks with the haircut, or how the client is rocking it in that picture, and how short it is on the sides, and that might be all it is. So I really try to make sure I understand what a client look is trying to go for. So when I do these low tapers, I do at first take down that little sideburn area down with a 3 guard, just to knock off, kind of get a base for where I'm going to be tapering at. And then I'm going to start my bald line. Now when I start my bald line with this, I am going to start at the basically like the top of the ear, kind of working my way right off that top of the ear. When I do a mid taper, I kind of go work from the top of the ear, still from the back arch, but work to where that sideburn C cup is at, kind of right around where it starts to arch at right there. And then of course a high taper, you want to go from that temple area of that top point of the arch on the sideburn. Now it's still simple steps when you're performing a low taper, except you want to keep it real condensed. So I didn't really show it in this video just because it's going to take a while, but I do go through the haircut a lot, especially that balding area. I get the, first when I work out my tapers or any fade technique, I always go closed on the fade masters, halfway, then open, and then I'll work it out a little bit more, kind of get out any lines, and then after I get done with the whole entire taper, I'll actually go back over it and kind of bump up that bald line just a little bit, just to make it that a little bit much tighter. Sometimes, like with a client like this, he wants to keep as much hair slicked back as possible, and any hair that does get cut shorter on him, it does, because his hair kind of tends to stick out a little bit more. Maybe sometimes with clients with like a curls on top, they want to do a low taper because they want to keep as much curls and much texture on top of their hair. Same thing with waves. You don't want to take up the tapers or fade too high on waves, because you don't want to knock the waves off. So right now, after I get done working with my no guard and working my way up with a 0 guard, I'm going to start working my way down from a 2 guard, open, halfway, closed, then a 1 guard, open, halfway, closed, and then I'm just going to continue working out any lines that I do see. And then right after, go after with my wall heroes, hitting that lineup, hitting that arch, keeping it as natural as possible. And then here I go again. Sorry about the sniffle, by the way. But here I go again, just simply hitting out that little bit of baldness, kind of trying to with my my speed lines with the ceramic blade, just to try to pick out any little dark spots. And then I'm just gonna go clipper over comb behind the ear, take down any little hairs. Low tapers are perfect for the clients who really just want to keep as much style as possible, but at least have a little bit more cleaned up look without going too short on the sides and too high. And then just simply same techniques that I did on the sideburn, right on the back of the neck, making sure I keep this thing as low as possible. When you're doing something on the back of the neck, especially with a low taper, you really don't want to go past that little occipital bone bump. Now, I think I did mention to you guys well, not last week, but 2 weeks ago, but on my last video that I was going to start up a newsletter with exclusive content that is going to be actually dropped with this video. I think I'll just put the link in the bottom of the bio so you guys can check that out. I'll remind you at the very end too, by the way, just so you guys can get through this video. But go ahead, it's an email newsletter that I'm just going to be sending you guys exclusive content every week, that some of it might be put on YouTube afterward, but you guys will be the first one to see it, and some of it, I'm not gonna say most, but some of it will not be seen by YouTube, just because I don't think it fits what I want to do with my YouTube. I'm gonna be going through like some haircut, barbering stuff, of course, some personal development stuff that I found very helpful in my career as well, some tips for social media, as well as some giveaways. I'm gonna be doing some giveaways on there, reviewing products, and then, you know, I'm not gonna be using every single damn product that I do review on there, but I will be giving away to some people who are on and subscribe to my email list. I'm not gonna spam you guys with that. That's just gonna be something I'm gonna put out once a week, probably same day as my YouTube videos do drop. On Sundays, I'm gonna be sending out a newsletter, so I would really recommend, and actually I recommend, but I just really appreciate it, you know, whoever does want to go ahead, subscribe to that list. Like I said, I'm not gonna spam you guys with information. I'm not gonna send you guys hella random links or anything like that. Just gonna be simple, like real quick 5-minute videos, just to kind of start your day. The video that I'm gonna give you guys this week is something that I really do practice right before I get into the shop. You know, I call this my shop flow. So anything that I do, I always have a flow with it. You know, like when I'm in haircut mode, I got a haircut flow. You know, I'm flowing with it. I'm feeling good. I'm listening to certain music. I'm getting my mind activated. I'm stimulating my mind with certain things of music, kind of get me hyped, get me in that zone. Kind of like, you know, an athlete would getting ready for a game or anything like that. Same thing you want to do going into a job at all. You gotta have a vibe. You gotta have a flow with whatever you're doing, just to make sure that you not only you enjoy it, but you're kind of locked into everything that you're doing, because that's only gonna elevate your levels even higher. So right here, I'm just taking down that the lineup right around the ear. Now this hair is a little bit longer, so I do take this a lot slower than I usually would. You know, sometimes I'm going through it pretty quickly, but especially with longer hair, it doesn't feed through the trimmers as easily. You don't want to take out a big old chunk and leave your client with a chunk missing from his lineup on the neck and behind the ear. So I go through it real slowly. I make sure I comb everything out to kind of expose all the hair behind the ear. You see I'm kind of just basically dabbing into it, kind of just very, very slowly going into it. And that's just to make sure, like I've gone at hair, you know, when the hair's longer behind the ears, I've gone at it a little bit more aggressively before, and try to rush through that process, and it just doesn't come out as crisp. You still want to get that crisp line. I go over it a lot of times just to make sure I get all the little hairs as well. And then same process on this other sideburn, of course taking down like the little base of the taper, balding them out. I'm gonna go through this pretty quickly because this is same thing, same aspects. Close halfway open, 0 guard, close halfway open, then working with the 2 guard, open halfway closed, 1 guard open halfway closed, and then just make sure everything's all nice and tight up in there, keeping it as low and condensed as possible. Then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the beard. I am gonna start off by going with the grain, which you just saw right there. That's just something that I like to do when a client just wants to knock off those little stray hairs. It lays it down. If I was to go against the grain with that 2 guard on his beard, you would see that thing go a whole lot shorter. So going with the grain on any guard is always gonna create a little bit longer texture and just knock out the very top of the hair. And then I'm gonna go ahead and attack behind the beard lineup. I don't really know what to call this out because it's not behind the neck. In front of the ear, jawline, behind the jawline, something, I don't know. But I'll try to keep that like line as natural as possible. I have before pushed that thing up to where like it goes indentwards. You don't want to make sure you don't want to do that. So just make sure you kind of follow, like take it like little bit by little bit, and kind of assess where you're at, and then go ahead and work underneath the neck. This is a sensitive area to some people, so you always want to make sure you're using trimmers that probably aren't as sharp as your hitters are. I know for myself, I get a very sensitive neck, so if somebody uses like very sharp trimmers on my neck starts to get irritated, and I've actually started bleeding on my neck before because of an electric razor. So you guys want to make sure you're very gentle and around that area of the neck. Then of course just hit that lineup starting from the mouth area, work your way up on that line just to make sure you keep it as natural as possible and make sure you attain that desired arch on the beard. Make sure you don't push it down too much, and then just same simple steps on the other side. Now with this content as well that I'm going to be giving you guys on this newsletter, something that I will be talking about too, of course, personal development. I think as a barber, it's not talked about as much as I go through with my straight razor on the beard. You know, you guys are who you are surrounding yourself with, especially in the barbershop. And this goes for any work area. I know I get a lot of people who aren't barbers on my channel as well. They're like, damn bro, you're just only talking about barbers. I think self-development is just key in any aspect, in any field, in any career. You know, you are who you surround yourself with. You know, if you show me your top 5 friends, you can probably get a good idea of what your future is going to look like, or what your goals look like for yourself. If you're setting high enough goals too, by the way, for yourself. And that goes just the same in the barber shop. You know, you don't want to be in a shop where it doesn't allow you to grow so much. You know, there's a cap space area. They want everybody kind of be on the same level. You want to be in a barbershop that allows you to grow. Because I was in a barbershop before, and been in barbershops as well as barber schools that didn't allow me to grow the way I wanted to, like the Rich Barber Hair Studio does. True Good creates a really great environment here for us, very positive environment that really allows us to grow in any way we want to, whether that be selling products, doing YouTube videos, creating like Zay did, create educational course. You know, some barbershops they'll restrict you on how much you should be charging your clients, and the barber should have control over what he charges, not the shop as a whole. You know, just because Jimmy over here doesn't kind of level I can, doesn't mean we have to be charging the same price. If you cut at a different level, I think that you should be charging more for that. What I put in it before is just a little pre-blow dry spray. It kind of protects the hair from any thermal damage, and then of course styling up his hair with Pacinos. That is the low taper right there. By the way, I did add enhancements. You guys can go cop that enhancement at therichbarber.com as I just go through his hair and style. And this is something like I said before, I'm working on more of my style game. I'm trying to work better with longer hair. I do have products that I am going to review on my newsletter as well that I have found that work really well, work a lot better than just some regular pomades or waxes for your hair, because you know what, every barber puts out like a lot of pomades and waxes, but there are other products out there that work just as well, if not better, for certain people. So I will be going through that, but that is the low taper. I know you guys know my fading techniques, as well as how I go through and attack beards and everything like that. So make sure you guys catch up on my newsletter. I'll be talking a lot more about what I was talking about a little bit today. Link is in the bottom in the description. I would just really appreciate you guys check that out. and then we got some more content coming for y'all. So I hope y'all ready for this. Thank you again for guys tuning in. You know, there's been so much support. I haven't gotten back to all the comments on my YouTube or Instagram. I've been so busy, but I do see a lot of the comments on there when I'm working. I can't comment back or compliment back you guys right away, but trust me, I do see it. I thank you guys for that. It really does make me feel good to see you know, what I'm doing is making a positive impact on people's lives, and really inspiring people too. So thank you guys. We still got some wild shit. Don't think I'm just gonna become a non-wild dude. We still got some wild shit. I just gotta cool off that little drinking for a little while. You feel me? But appreciate y'all, and I'll see you on the next video.